This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed actress, singer, dancer, model. She does it all. The one and only MADALYNN Matthews. But before we get to our interview, here's a sneak peek at the incredible talent of MADALYNN.
Told me you were through with me, and now you say you love me. Well, just to prove you do, come on and cry me a river, cry me a river, 'cause I cried a river over you. You drove me, nearly drove me out of my head, while you never shed a tear. Remember, I remember all that you said. Told me love was too plebeian. Told me you were through with me, and now you say you love me. Well, just to prove you do, come on and cry, cry, cry me a river, cry me a river, 'cause I cried river over you.
Well, hello, MADALYNN. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
MADALYNN, I'm doing so much better now that I'm finally speaking with you. But not only did the audience get to hear your amazing talent singing that classic tune, Cry Me a River, but I also love that we know so many people in common, which makes this a lot easier.
Yes, it's lovely. The people we know, they're wonderful. I'm glad they connect us that way.
Well, MADALYNN, you're an amazing young talent. You do it all. But I want to know first and foremost, where were you born and when did you realize that you not only love to sing, but that you had an affinity for, dare I say, these standards?
Yeah, I actually grew up in a small town in Michigan until I was 11 years old. My mom was big in the community theater scene, and babysitters are expensive. So instead of sending me to one of those, I just popped into rehearsals starting at like 3 years old. And I was around it all the time. It just seemed like a natural part of the world. And growing up, I just kind of kept doing it and figured out that it was what I wanted to do as a passion and career.
Were there any roles that you played early on that were like aha moments for you? You were like in the role and you're like, I can get away with a lot up here. And they're clapping and laughing. I'm good. Was there like a role for you that was like an aha moment?
Oh man, I mean,
Or if you had a few, that's cool.
yeah, an aha moment. I think I was maybe in like 5th grade playing Cruella de Vil in 101 Dalmatians, and I had the time of my
Aren't
life.
the villains the best?
The best. You can have the most fun with them. No question. No question about
I
it.
love it. Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
amazing. MADALYNN, when you moved to the city, was there like a first moment that, was it a performance that you did in the city that you were like, oh my God, I'm a part of it, New York, New York. Like, let's do this.
Honestly, it was when I went to high school. I went to the Professional Performing Arts High School, right smack dab in the middle of Midtown, 2 blocks away from every Broadway theater. And I started meeting all these people my age that were already doing this out there. And I was like, whoa, this seemed like such a far off, distant thing. But now that I have friends who are also, I was like 15 years old, they were in School of Rock and in Matilda and in Fun Home. I was like, oh, this can be reality. It doesn't have to be a far off mystical thing. And that was really awesome.
That's amazing. Well, listen, we just heard you sing Cry Me a River. What is it about these, dare I say, I don't even like old standards because they're classic and timely and timeless, but what is it about that song in particular? I believe the Ella Fitzgerald arrangement version that you were able to at such a young age sink your teeth into, because it talks about a lot of deep emotion, usually sung by someone with maybe more life, but hello, Madeline is a good actor, kids. So what is it about that song that you were like, oh, I could really sink my teeth into it?
Oh man, I mean, besides Ella's amazing interpretation of the song, because I had heard a million other versions, the Julie London version, but Ella really caught my eye just with the interlude in the beginning. She really grabs your attention, and I was just like, whoa, it kind of just rips your soul out. The words so sad. Um, and I mean, I think no matter what age you are, at least I know I personally have experienced my fair share of sorrow and sadness and anger that I also believe is in the song itself. And I think it's awesome to see young people sharing their stories about it and different interpretations. And each one, no matter how different, is just as impactful and just as important. So
I
I had a
love that.
really fun time.
I love that. And look at, as a director, what I love about you, Madeline, is as beautiful an instrument that as you have, the fact that even when you were a kid, that you were leaning into those darker tones, those more vulnerable emotions, from Cruella de Vil to Cry Me a River. I love the fact that you are an actor whose instinct is to go for the scary. That excites me as a director, because you're talking now to someone in my head, you, Madeline, who's game. Does that make sense? You actually get more out of probably the fear of it and leaning into the vulnerability. Where do you think that leaning into those scary, where most people will want to detract, what do you think it's about, what you've been through or what your taste is in art that makes you run into, dare I say, the fire?
Yeah, I mean, I think artists are some of the most brave people in the world. There's this quote, I can't remember who it's by, but it's actors are the emotional firefighters of the world. We choose to go into the fires for the sake of other people. I find that so interesting because we do. But I think that those stories are the most important, especially in our current climate of the world that we're in. The scary stories, as uncomfortable as they may make some people, I think that if I'm making someone uncomfortable, I might have done my job pretty well.
You bet. You bet, because we're giving the mirror to the audience. You're able to give the mirror to the audience and say, maybe it's the things you need to face that are fearful are going to actually allow you to move through it for the breakthrough.
Absolutely. Yes.
We speak the same language. Oh my God, I can't. Well, listen, we can talk forever, Madeline, and we will. But in the meantime, I want to let our audience know, for more on the amazing Madeline Matthews, you can read more about her right below this video. Madeline, I'm so grateful we're connected. We're going to do coffee. Don't worry, we're connected now. I can't wait to work with you. You're incredible. And thank you for today.
Thank you so much for having me.